Hi, welcome back to our chalk painting of the white cabinets. We're going to start again today, and I want to show you a little bit of our work from yesterday that I just wasn't happy with. I had done a little removal of the paint from the edge. You can see here on the edge of the cabinet, and it just took a little bit too much off. And I also got a little bit sloppy and it went around to the other side. So I'm going to be correcting that today. I just wasn't happy with the way it turned out. So that's what I'm going to be working on first today is just going over these edges. And I'll be using a little guide tool to help me from going over to the other edge. So that's what we're going to be working on first today. So let's get started. So we're going to be using our agave Waverly paint, and I'm going to start just by shaking that up real good. And we're using our cutting brush, and you always want to spritz that with some water to get it moist. Work it into your towel a little bit. You just want it damp. I'm going to continue shaking this paint up a little bit. I always like to use the paint right out of the cap first. There's always a little bit there, so no reason to waste that. So we're going to work right out of that. And then I'm just going to be using this kind of firm envelope to put up alongside the edge so I don't have any bleeding over to the other side and I don't have to be so careful with my cutting. So that should help. Now I'm just moving over to do that same thing to correct the white edges on these slats. So I'm just taking this envelope and pressing it pretty firmly along the edge. And then just running my brush up. It's just enough to keep the brush from some of the bristles from going around the edge of the wood and going onto the other side. So it's working pretty good. You could use any flat item just to keep your brush bristles over on the right side. Sometimes I'll use a spackle paddle. Okay, so I think we got all the spots. I'm going to, since I have my green brush and my green paint, there are some just little specks right here around my stencil that I'm just going to touch up real quick. You can see there's one down there on the lower part, and I'll just go in with my brush and just dab those to clean them. Just dipping the very tips of the brush in to get the most minimal paint to cover up some of these spots. Do the same over here for this one. Going to take a short break and be back a little bit later to finish the project.